Some poll places in Merrill were busy with the doors opening up at 7 a.m. Newswatch 12's Allie Herrera has been in Merrill all afternoon. She joins us live with more on that. Allie, good evening.
Lane, good evening. I'm here at the Mark Center in Merrill. I spoke to some of the poll volunteers earlier today, and they told me they've seen a steady flow of people coming through. They don't necessarily think the weather has stopped people from coming out, but they said it doesn't help either. One of the districts here has about 500 people registered to vote, and as of just a couple of minutes ago, they only had about 190 people come out. Now, there are a couple of races on the ballot that we're keeping a close eye on. There are two people running for mayor here. The current mayor, Bill Bielecki, who has several years of experience under his belt, and 25-year-old Derek Wellner. I spoke to Wellner earlier today. He said he's running for mayor because he wants to keep and bring younger people to the area. I also spoke to the city clerk to get a better sense of the voter turnout here. He said he doesn't think the weather is necessarily keeping people from voting.
I think it made some people vote earlier in the day today. I think people that waited till today to vote, that didn't vote early, like last week, decided they'd get their voting done in the morning.
We're also keeping a close eye on the Merrill School District referendum that's on the ballot. The proposed referendum would cost $2.5 million for each of the next 4 years. Some of the poll volunteers told me the polls do close at 8 o'clock, so for people who still have not had the opportunity to come out, they have a couple of hours left here. We will have more coverage for you coming up at 6 and 10 o'clock. We're covering the news live in Merrill. Allie Herrera, Newswatch 12.
We turn to Merrill first, where they are choosing between two names for mayor. Current Mayor Bill Bielecki is being challenged by 25-year-old Derek Wellner. He grew up in Merrill and moved back 2 years ago. Newswatch 12's Allie Herrera spoke with both candidates today. She joins us live with more. Allie, good evening.
Lane, good evening. Derek Wellner tells me since moving back to Merrill, he's tried to get involved in several different ways. One of his main focuses here is trying to keep and bring young people to the area. Wellner tells me he started a disc golf club and thinks that he brings a different kind of perspective, being that he is young. He says Mayor Bielecki has done a fine job as mayor, but Wellner thinks it's time for someone new.
There's a problem with the youth not being represented in the city. We need more for young people to do if we're going to keep them around. Otherwise, they're just going to move away.
Now, I spoke to Mayor Bill Bielecki on the phone just a few moments ago. He tells me he feels very confident. He has been the mayor here for about 8 years. He says he thinks the voters are very confident and are happy with him in his position. Now, when I asked him what he thought about a 25-year-old challenging him for this position, he told me, you got to start somewhere. He said when he started about 8 years ago, he didn't have much experience either. Now, coming up on Newswatch 12 at 10 o'clock, we are going to be speaking to Superintendent Dr. John Sample with the Merrill School District. We are going to be giving you an update on that referendum that is also on the ballot. We're covering the news live in Merrill. Allie Herrera, Newswatch 12.